Hello and welcome to DPN TV here at the DPN Rover car collection, and I thought I'd do this little video on our CD changer has jammed, or assume it's jammed, or it's broke down or gone wrong in some way. We're in our maroon Rover 75 Connoisseur 2001. It's got a very nice radio in it, this one. I think it's the Symphony radio, and as you can see, you've got the cassette deck there, and we've got one of those little cassette devices in there that let you plug it into a phone or an MP3 player, and that comes through the cassette. And if we have a look down, now on some Rover 75s, the CD changer is actually in the boot, but I think in the earlier ones it's in the glove box, which is a bit easier for us, although I must admit it's sometimes more practical to have it in the boot. So if we come back up to the radio and show you what the problem actually is, if I switch it on. At the moment it's playing the tape, and what you do is you've got tape CD. If we push the CD button, it's telling you there's no magazine. I think initially it came up no disc, I think, from what I remember, and then the next time we switched it on it changed to basically what's coming up now, which is no magazine. It was actually playing a CD, and as far as we know, as it went to change to the next disc, it just stopped working, and that come up no disc. When we stopped at the end of our destination, if we just get you a bit more light in our glove box there, you can see the CD change, and what we do is you pull the little flap back, and that reveals the cartridge in there, and that little sort of bluey greeny button normally you push and it ejects. As you can hear, there's really no sound at all from that. So we're hoping it's a jam. Now, I did have a little look online at jams, and when they showed it, often people push that and you hear a load of noises, but the actual device didn't eject out. On this, it's almost like there's just no power to it, but it could be some sort of fail-safe that it's stopping it ejecting because a disc has jammed in some way. Now, I do understand a way to get the discs out. If I bring you down here onto the carpet mat, you'll see these plastic strips there. And what we've done is you can sort of cut them out of vacuum foaming, or you could cut them out of like what we've done, which is the lid of a plastic box. And what you do is insert it underneath the cartridge, go along and hopefully knock the catches and get the cartridge out with your discs in. Now, hopefully the disc is completely in the machine or completely out, and the cartridge will come out. If the disc is sort of stuck somewhere between the two, the cartridge still won't come out. But I think it's certainly worth trying this first to get the cartridge out, and hopefully if it's just a jam it will work, because we really do like our multi-CD changer. We still use it a lot. I mean, the way some people seem to speak now as if it's something from the past, but they were still putting these in cars, I think, right into about 2005, and cassette players like this were still appearing in those cars. Yeah, we really find the CDs useful because it just gives you a big bulk of music that just steadily plays. It's very reliable, we find, because obviously your phone has got to be in phone signal. You've got to have songs on your phone which sort of take up memory, whereas this way it's just nice and straightforward. You can leave some discs in there, and you've got a nice mixture of music if you do lose radio signal, or there's just nothing on when you put the radio on. So yeah, we still find them very, very useful, so we certainly want to get it going. So yeah, as I understand it, it's the case of sliding this in underneath the cartridge. I'm trying to fish about and see if you can find the tags and get the disc to eject. So that's what we're going to do now. Right, so hopefully you can see what we've got here is this piece of plastic, and we're sliding it just gently underneath the cartridge. I'm feeling it all the way to the back there, and then hopefully we should be able to move right or left and see if we can undo that catch and see if this does come forward. So let's give it a go. Well, so I've been fishing about in here for quite a time, and I don't seem to have unlatched anything that I can tell. Now, this is in like a floating sort of sprung loaded cartridge itself. The cartridge you put in is in like a bigger cartridge, and that's when you're going over the bumps, it will rock about. So I did see one video where people were moving this about to see if that unjammed anything. So I've been doing that a little bit like that, still going very, very gently. And what I'll do now is just try that button and see if it will eject now. Oh, this sounds good. And yeah, it's ejected. So either I have unlatched something somewhere, or moving it up and down has sorted out the jam or the bit that made this think there was a problem. So we'll have a look and see what discs are in there, and what I may do is take the disc out and put the cartridge in empty just to make sure that if there's any discs jammed in there, it will put them back into the right cartridge. So let's do that. And if we have a look in there and have a little look at what we can see, yeah, there is a little latch back there. Whether I did, although it didn't actually click open, I sort of unjam that, I'm not so sure. If you look at the back, there's like a little plastic latch there, and that's what I was expecting it to be. So yeah, hopefully we've sorted out the problem. I'm not going to know that now till we put it in and eject it and the display. And yeah, hopefully it was just a little sort of jam, and everything's working okay. Right, so the good news is there's a disc in every tray. So obviously no discs are left in the machine. So as it started to make some of that noise, hopefully what it did was pulled the disc that was in the machine back out, or maybe it was already back out and there was just a jam stopping it from ejecting. But what I'll do, I'll just put that down for a minute. Right, so now we've put that little cartridge down for a minute, what I thought I'd do is just show you the little lug that I think we were meant to be pushing on to release the cartridge. And as I said, in our case, the cartridge didn't pop out mechanically on its own, but after moving the little lug that you can see sticking up with a plastic strip by it, and then moving the cartridge up and down on its sprung loaded sort of device that's in there, hopefully, or we know in our case it did certainly unjam something, but hopefully seeing it with the cartridge out gives you more of an idea what I was trying to do, which was to move that lug over. It's a job to get my hand in and to film it, but yeah, you can see the little thin bit of plastic I've got is moving that lug over to help unjam the cartridge. Now, as far as I know, I must have been pushing on that lug. What I may do is put the cartridge in now, and now knowing exactly where it is, because it's all refreshed in my mind, and I can see it definitely on this CD player, as they all can be slightly different, but I think are very similar, and see if I can get it to actually release. But I don't know, but it could be on this one. It doesn't literally pop out when you do it, but it's certainly jammed it. So yeah, hopefully that helps you to sort of visualize it, to see in there. So what I'll do now is put the cartridge in, and we'll see if it plays. And if it plays, as far as I can tell, it was just a simple jam, and hopefully it's fixed and this will carry on working for a long time to come. Right, so let's put the disc in. Again, very difficult to get your hands in and film it, but hopefully we're capturing the best we can. Oh, well, that's good. It's making some noises as it goes in and finds the discs. So hopefully we've cured the problem. I assume what it's doing is going through and checking each disc in there and finding what's there. Right, that sounds like it's sorted itself out, so we'll close this door up and see if it's gonna work. Although I'm wondering whether we can just try this bit of plastic, because it would be useful in the future if that is a way of definitely unjamming it, or whether just doing that does just unjam it a little bit more. So we'll give that one more go. Yeah, so it's a job to actually get my hand in there and feel around to do it, but I did manage to get it over, and I heard a little click as I pushed on it, so that does seem to have now released that lug, but the disc player hasn't literally popped out, but I definitely did hear something release this time, and I think actually I did do that last time, but it isn't popping out like I've seen on the internet. What I'll do is I will release this now in case it's affected the mechanism. So I think that was definitely it, and actually that popped out stronger than it's ever popped out before, so it certainly freed some stuff up by the looks of it, and got it working better as well. So as it was getting a little bit sort of seized up, because I know that a lot of this stuff has lithium grease on it, and that does get very sort of solid, so maybe it started to get stiff, and now moving it about and undoing that latch, and I was putting it in a couple of times, it's got everything moving in there, and I assume this is normal where it goes through all the discs to check them. It certainly hopefully it's not doing it any harm, but just getting those mechanisms working nicely, and then we'll give it a go and see if it's going to work. Right, it seems to have stopped doing what it's doing, so we will once again shut this little door. Let's turn our radio on. At the moment it's on tape, so if we press CD, hopefully it's going to work. Yeah, so hopefully you can hear there was the start of a track playing, and yeah, disc 1, track 1, so it does appear to be working. Now if we push that should change it to disc 2 to check that all the mechanism is working. We'll just turn it up. Yeah, so that is playing a track as well. So it looks like hopefully we've unjammed the disc cartridge changer that you put your discs in, and we've got everything working back to normal. So hopefully if your disc changer is jammed, especially if it's in a Rover 75, although I'd imagine, and being that we've got a disc change in one of our 45s and our other 75 in the boot, they look more or less identical. So I would imagine if they have jammed, then hopefully this kind of technique will work and unjam it. Now, what I will say, when we first found the problem, we was out and about. Obviously, we didn't want to tamper with it while we was out and about at a car show, but I did actually move the whole thing up and down on its sprung loaded mechanism, and that didn't appear to do anything, whereas putting that plastic in and sliding it across like we did with that piece of plastic in. Now after that it did come out, so I'm going to assume that's what definitely helped, although maybe moving the whole thing about on its sprung loaded mechanism helped as well. So yeah, hopefully if you've had that problem, this video has helped you. As always, don't forget to like this video if you found it useful, subscribe to our channel because there's lots of other videos there on our Rover 45s, 75s and other members of our collection. You can look through the archive and see them all there. And also, if you want to know how to use this radio, or a basic sort of introduction into using this particular radio and entering the security code if the battery's ever been disconnected, then there's a video on this channel all about that as well. As always, thank you very much for watching.